Hi guys, so with negative numbers we're going to do adding and subtracting first, and then we're going to move on and do multiplying and dividing. So I'm going to do it all within this video. So if you look here on the left hand side first anyway, so negative numbers, addition and subtraction using a number line. So I recommend using a number line always for adding and subtracting if you don't have a calculator or whatever. Addition always move to the right and subtraction always move to the left. So this is the way we're going to look at it. We're always going to look at the first number, and then if after that you're adding, you're going to go to the right on the number line. If you're subtracting, we're going to go to the left on the number line. So let's look at example 1 here. So we've got 2 minus 7. So 2 is the first number. So I'm going to go to that on my number line, which is there. If you look up at the number line. Minus comes next, so because it's minus, that's subtraction, so I'm going to go to the left on the number line and I'm going to go back 7, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I end up at minus 5 there. So minus 5 is my answer to the first question. So 2 minus 7 is minus 5. Second question, 3 minus 6. So if I go to the first number on number, it's 3. So 3 is here. So if you put your finger on that, basically you're just look at number 3, and then because it's minus comes next to it, minus 6, I'm going to the left 6 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I end up on minus 3 there. So minus 3 is my answer. Next one is minus 5 plus 4. So minus 5 plus 4, if I go to minus 5 on my number line, it's there. And then because this time it's an add, and I'm plussing, so I'm going to move 4 to the right this time. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I get to minus 1. So minus 1 would be my answer there. Minus 5 plus 4 is minus 1. And then the last one, minus 4 minus 3. So if I go to minus 4 first, because that's my first number, and then because I'm minus in 3, I'm going to go to the left 3. So 1, 2, 3, I get to minus 7. So minus 4 minus 3 is minus 7. So that's how you add and subtract with negative numbers. So before you go on to multiplying or dividing, I'd recommend to go and practice some of those. So here's 4 anyway, just to practice on. So if you want to pause the video now and just try those 4 questions. So 5 minus 10, minus 3 plus 8, minus 7 plus 6, and minus 2 minus 1, and then play on the video and I'll correct them for you. So the first one anyway is 5 minus 10. So there's number 9 again. So 5 minus 10. So if I'm to go to 5 on the number line, and now I'm subtracting 10 from it, so I'm going back 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and I get to minus 5. So minus 5 is my answer there, and I recommend just using the number line nice and slowly, just counting one by one on it until you get a little bit more comfortable, and then you'll see some shortcuts that kind of happen with negative numbers. So second one is minus 3 plus 8. So minus 3 plus 8, so if I go to minus 3 and I'm adding on 8, so I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I get to positive 5. So positive 5 is my answer there. Minus 7 plus 6. So if I go to minus 7 on my number line, because I'm adding, I go to the right again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is minus 1. So minus 1 there. And my last one in minus 2, minus 1. And this one is one that you might make a mistake on, but you won't if you follow the same steps as I've been doing, because minus 2, minus 1, a lot of people will give their answers minus 1 here. It's actually not right. If I go to minus 2 on the number line, and now I'm subtracting 1, subtract means I go back to the left, so I'm actually going back to minus 3. So 1 less than minus 2 is minus 3. So those are my 4 answers. So that's how you add and subtract with negative numbers. You use the number line and you just count. Minus means you're going to the left, adding means you're going to the right. So if you want to go practice some of those, then you can, but I'm going to keep going. I'm going to do negative numbers multiplying and dividing now. So multiplying and dividing is a good bit different than adding and subtracting, so it's not to be mixed up with it. So I see so many students and people all the time mix up multiplying and dividing with adding and subtracting. So we do multiplying and dividing in a different way, and I'm going to go through it now. So if I look at this, if you look at this box here that I have, this plus plus minus box, so what this box means is, if you look at the top line of it, you've got plus plus equals plus. So what that means is, if you have a plus number, a positive number, and another positive number, and you multiply them or divide them, you will get a plus number back. Second part line of it, if I have a positive number and a negative number, and I multiply or divide them together, I will get a minus. The third line means that if you get a minus number, if you have a negative number and you have a positive number and you multiply or divide them, you get a negative. And the last one, if you have a negative number and another negative number and we multiply or divide them, it gives us a positive number back. And the last one is the one that always people make mistakes on, because they see loads of negatives and they think that it'll give them a negative, but it actually gives them a plus. So I'm going to go through the examples anyway. First one, minus 12 multiplied by 8. This is how we look at these. You look at the two signs, so you ask yourself, is that 12 positive or is it negative? So you should see the negative before, it means that it's negative. So it's a negative 12, and is that a positive or negative 8? Well, there's nothing in front of it, except, so it has to be a positive. So therefore I have a negative and a positive. So if I look back at my box here, where do I have negative and positive? I have it there, negative and positive equals negative, so that tells me my answer is going to be negative, and then I just need to multiply the numbers as you would. So I'll go back to your times table. So 12 multiplied by 8 is 96, so negative 96 there. Let's look at the second one. I have minus 9 multiplied by minus 7. So is the 9 a plus or a minus? Well, it's a minus, it's a negative. Is the 7 a positive or negative? Well, it's a negative as well. So what I've got here is I've got two negatives. So because I've got two negatives, go back to my table, two negatives gives me a plus. So my answer is going to be plus here. And then I just need to do 9 times 7. So 9 times 7 is 63. So it's positive 63 or plus 63. Third one, I've got a minus 7 and a minus 4. So minus multiplied by minus will give me plus. 7 times 4 is 28. So positive 28. My last one, I've got a positive 11 and a minus 5. So positive times negative is negative, because look at this one here, positive and negative is negative. So 11 multiplied by 5 then is 55, so minus 55. We're going to do some dividing ones here. So these are division signs in the middle, if you can't see them properly. So first one is minus 24 divided by positive 4. So this is a minus divided by a positive. So minus divided by positive is minus. 24 divided by 4 is 6. Second one, minus 70 divided by minus 10. Minus divided by minus here will give me positive, and 70 divided by 10 is 7. Third one, minus 6 divided by minus 3. So minus divided by minus will give me plus, and 6 divided by 3 is 2. And last one, minus divided by plus will be minus. So 25 divided by 5 is 5. Okay, so if you want to attempt these questions here quickly, just use the little box again. So look at the signs, decide whether your answer is going to be plus or minus, and then just multiply or divide the two numbers. So first one here, I have a positive number multiplied by a negative number. So positive multiplied by negative will give me negative, and 1 multiplied by 3 is 3. Second one, I have a minus multiplied by a minus. So minus multiplied by minus is plus. So 1 multiplied by 5 then would be positive 5. Third one, I have a positive multiplied by a negative. So positive multiplied by negative gives me negative. 10 multiplied by 12 then is 120. Fourth one, I have minus 7 multiplied by minus 6. So minus multiplied by minus will be positive. 7 multiplied by 6 is 42. Next one down here is minus 8 divided by 1. So minus 8, so minus divided by positive will be minus. 8 divided by 1 is 8. Minus divided by minus then will give me positive. So 42 divided by 3 will be 14. Minus 10 divided by 1, so minus divided by positive will be minus. 10 divided by 1 is 10. And the last one, minus 55 divided by minus 11, so minus divided by minus is positive. 55 divided by 11 is 5.